Good morning and welcome to another Thursday edition of Coffee with Curare. We're back on track on a regular day, regular time. No vacations on the horizon for Coffee with Curare, except of course for next week. So today we're going to talk about a nice pre-vacation subject, and that is physician burnout. Are you feeling maybe overwhelmed with your job, a little anxious? Maybe you're not getting the joy you used to get out of going to work every day. Ian and I are here to talk about burnout and maybe ways you could avoid it and work back from it. I'm going to hand off the mic to Ian and see what we get started with today.
Sure. Well, one of the things that we talk very frequently about when we have physicians who are contacting us looking for a new opportunity, oftentimes it's about this work-life balance and, how can I achieve what I'm looking for, whether it's an opportunity where they're able to work harder and make more money. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a situation where they want more time with their family or they want more time to pursue their outside interests. Could be anything. But we've always got different ways to kind of give people suggestions about how they can approach this issue. One of the things we hear very frequently is that physicians kind of feel like they're stuck in a private practice and they've happily built this and they've made a very successful career for themselves, but they're tired of running a business and being a doctor. That can be two full-time jobs, basically.
Sure.
And so when that happens, a lot of times the best solution is to find an employed job opportunity where you don't have to worry about the billing, you don't have to worry about the books. You go in there, you provide outstanding care for your patients, and that's it. Monday through Friday, you do what you're supposed to do. Sometimes they're taking a ton of call. Maybe you've been in a situation where you're in a surgical specialty and you're taking call every night or every other night. You've done it for a long time, you've tried to make it work. It's not working. Your family misses you. You're not seeing your kids, whatever the case is. You're not able to do anything fun outside of work because you're always on call. That's a situation where we might say, look, why don't we look for some sort of shift work? If you're an OBGYN, we've got laborist opportunities. Maybe you're an internist and you're taking a lot of traditional call. Maybe you should work in an outpatient capacity, or maybe even consider working as a hospitalist. That's always a great situation if you like that lifestyle of having basically 26 weeks off a year to do whatever you want. That can be an excellent lifestyle. So there's a lot of different options. One of the other ones that we're always trying to convince people to do, because a lot of times this is all about timing, feeling like maybe it's right for a change. You don't know, are you ready to give up what you've been doing for so long? Can be some question marks there. Try locums. See what you can do. It's a try before you buy scenario. We can help to facilitate that. And this not only gets you kind of out of whatever rut you might be feeling like you're in, but it can give you an opportunity to not just explore another job and different responsibilities, but other areas of the country as well, and really find something that you're passionate about.
That's great, yeah, and I'm going to go in another direction with that. I did want to key on one thing you said, the private practice transition to employment.
Yes.
We're not seeing that as much anymore. If you're in this industry, you know that a lot of the private practices have gone by the wayside in the last decade in particular. But we still deal with a lot of physicians coming from private practices. We deal with a ton of private practices recruiting. So if you're looking to go in the other direction, we can help you out really quickly because those private practices are pretty difficult to find right now. Mm-hmm. But that's something that I've heard in my career almost more times than any other reason for a physician wanting to move. It's the, Jerry, I don't want to be a businessman and a physician anymore. Just let me be a physician. Mm-hmm. And so I think that is probably one of the bigger burnout factors for physicians, is the ones that are running their own business. And another factor that we're hearing a lot about is the production bonuses that people are hit with now, whether it be a collections bonus, a WRVO bonus, quality bonuses. Docs trying to keep up with those bonuses and make those bonuses does lead to burnout, is what we've been hearing across the board. I'm going to go in another direction as far as burnout goes, and it's the often overlooked ones, the things about self-help, self-care, and that is like get enough sleep. Physicians are definitely overworked throughout the country. They're in high demand. Your work is demanding while you're there. It's stressful. You need to make sure that you're setting enough time aside to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If you need 10, get 9 to 10 hours of sleep. But sleep is one of the biggest factors for your work enthusiasm the next day and coming in with a fresh air and a fresh look on things. And then another one is vacation and hobbies. If you're feeling burnt out, take a vacation. Almost every package that we deal with, even candidates coming right out of training, they're getting 3 to 5 weeks of vacation plus PTO as physicians. Use it. Don't be afraid to use it. You deserve to use it. You've earned it. Take advantage of it. Go where you want to go. Travel the world. You have the money to do it. And lastly, hobbies. Pay attention to your hobbies. Get some hobbies. Create more hobbies. Do things outside of the work that you really find joy in, and that maybe gets you far away from medicine. Maybe it's complete opposite of medicine. Because if you could concentrate on those hobbies, it'll really give you the opportunity to focus on something other than work.
Yeah. It's a tough situation though, and it's something where, like you said, I think you've got to approach it from all angles, not just from kind of the physical standpoint of changing what you do for a living, but also it's very mental, like you're saying. You need to make sure you're taking care of your body and your mind.
And on the mental side too, it's been my experience that every physician that we've worked with, you're in about a top 2 to 3% income, demographically speaking, in America right now. So no matter what job you're going to be doing as a physician, you're doing pretty well financially when compared to the rest of the citizens of America. So one thing that you could choose to do is really work with a purpose. You're going to make about the same amount of money per specialty almost anywhere you go, give or take maybe 30%, 20%. But even at that 20, 30% give or take, like I said, you're top 3%. So find a job that really gives you the purpose in life that you're going after. Whether that is maybe making $1 million a year, or maybe it's helping the folks that can't afford healthcare and working at an FQHC. There's a lot of opportunities for you to land at where you can find a job that is exactly the purpose that you're looking for, and that's what you should really focus on if you're feeling burnt out.
That is one of the things that I think we hear pretty frequently too, is that if you're working for a very large healthcare system or a huge employer, sometimes you might feel like you're just kind of a cog in the machine, and you're just kind of there, repetitive, and you might not feel as valued as you want to, which I think can contribute to burnout, feeling like, hey, who really appreciates what I'm doing here? I'm here working really, really hard, and what am I getting for that? What type of kudos am I getting for that? If you were to take that same effort and energy and go to a smaller community, you're going to be so valued there. You're going to be a really, really important member of that small town, that small city. And I think that's going to give you kind of a renewed sense of value in what you do. Who knows, maybe a new sense of purpose. But it's definitely something that I think could kind of flip a switch and make you really feel like, hey, what I'm doing matters and is important. And like we're saying, it's all about how you think about what you're doing that can really help you to feel like you're doing a good thing.
And a little bit more on that, when you get into these larger cities, these larger health systems, one of the big driving factors to the growth of the medical community isn't so much patient demand as it is competitive forces at work. One health system competing against another, maybe even another, maybe there's 3 or 4 health systems within a single market, all competing for their market share. And that's where it really comes to feel like you're just a big cog in a machine rather than an individualized physician. And we've heard that a lot, and that's just the way medicine is right now. There's a lot of players on the ownership side of things that want to really stake their claims in their community, and they have some very aggressive growth plans right now to do so. But unfortunately, in some of these communities, there's just not enough business to go around for the aggressive recruitment that's occurring in these high growth areas. So like Ian said, you go out to some of these places that are your smaller 20 to 80,000 people communities that have maybe 1 or 2 entities competing for the services, and they're really only recruiting because there's a true need.
Right.
And you're going to go there and you're going to be busy from day one, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things that we can help you out with as far as kind of curing this burnout for you. We've got a lot of ideas, and if you're feeling it, give us a call and we could talk you through some things. We've got some other ideas that we haven't even discussed yet today, kind of hidden ones that we'll tell you about when you give us a call. So don't be afraid to give us a call. We'll help you out. We've got a lot of great opportunities. And we're going to check out this week on Coffee with Curare, and we'll see you next week. You have a great weekend.